Well, hello. It's Laurie Cabot again, and we had a bright sunny day here. Hoping it stays warm. You know, the heat is very healing, and then right now it kills viruses, especially the one that we have right now. When we do our morning circle and our magic for the morning, um, particularly this morning, we ask all the gods and goddesses and ancestors of all religions to please come and help Mother Nature and the world and to help save our people. And we're I'm very grateful, and I know you are too, of all the people who have taken a chance on their lives just to help everyone and to keep us safe. And I'm very proud of the Salem people for being intelligent enough to stay home and not start mingling and playing in the playgrounds and all those things they're telling you on the news. It's very important just to stay home. And I know most people are not used to that, you know, and it's not good to hang around in your sweats, to be honest. You should get up, get dressed, and do something. Something you haven't been able to do is what's fun. I know with children it's a little more difficult. But start writing something in a journal and do some reading and watch movies. I guess it's okay to do that and pamper yourself. This is a time you can put on more face cream and take a facial and do all kinds of wonderful things that you never have time for any other time. Tonight we're going to talk about protection again, and this time it's in your kitchen. You can make what we call a protection potion or a filter. A potion would have to be made with oil or water, spring water hopefully. And the things that you have in your kitchen, there are certain things that can produce together a protection filter or protection potion. One of them, of course, I think a lot of people know about this, and it's the red peppers. Those red peppers, okay, and you never want to burn them because that's chemical warfare, so to speak, and it's very poisonous. And then, of course, garlic. This is garlic powder, which is easier to use when you're making a potion. And another one that you may have is allspice. Allspice is a very strong protection mixture of herbs, and it's very important that allspice gets into some of this. We have all kinds of mixtures, but that particular, all you need is 3 of any herb or bark or oil. There are things we use in the ones that we make. The one that Penny and I make, and we've been in my family for almost 100 years now. And it has frankincense and myrrh in it. It has hyssop. We have, what else do we have here? All of these things, if you don't have anything like this, this is myrrh, frankincense and myrrh, and they're fixatives. If you have a resin of any kind, copal, dragon's blood, or any of these frankincense and myrrh, a tiny bit of it in with the water helps to fix the infusion. Because what happens when you put something dry like these things into water, you want to put it in a small pan. Don't let it boil, bringing it up to a boil. So it infuses all those ingredients and chemicals that are in these herbs into that water. If you have a resin of any kind, you might want to put some of that in there, and that will keep it from fermenting. and keep it solid, and it will keep for years to come. So there are many different ingredients here that you can also add either metal into the pan, like gold. Gold is strength, power. You might want to add that, and silver for psychic power, and put it into the water while you're heating and brewing your potion. I only have a couple of stones here, and you may not have them at home, but one is jet and snowflake obsidian, but tiger's eye and tiger's eye is another good one, and hematite are good for protection as well, and helping the electromagnetic energies of the stone infiltrate into all of the potion as well. Now, a lot of people don't know, may not know how to charge things. Charging is actually quite simple, and it works, and it's real. You can hold the herbs in your hands and close your eyes, allow your brainwave to go into alpha, like meditating, and project your aura energy, into the herb. All things have their own aura. So when you're projecting yours, it will mingle with the red peppers or whatever you're holding, and then put them into the water. Therefore, it means it's connected only to you. It is your protection potion or filter. A filter is simply the dry ingredients. And the dry ingredients are easier, and you can put them into like these little satin bags. This is a protection incense that my daughter and I make, and the potion. And we have also a healing potion. A healing potion for yourself it could use the same ingredients, except it needs citrus. It would need lemon, lime, or orange, and all those three if you have them, and allow it to brew. And as long as you're touching them and infusing your energy into them, it will help you heal yourself. That's what's very important, is that we heal ourselves. I know it sounds impossible. No, it's not. It's the way things actually work. So when you have stones that are important to you, my stones that are for protection are in this little jar, because I call on the ancestors to come and help us. It's very important. And I know there's mediums out there, and all the mediums that are listening tonight know what I'm talking about, to call in the spirits of our ancestors. That's who they are. We call them, some of them, gods and goddesses, although I don't think my grandmother was a goddess, however, but one of them. The other one might have been, or might be. But the ancient ones we're talking about. And we're talking about many cultures here. We're talking about maybe, I don't know, Athena and Bridget. But mostly what I'm talking about would be like Maka and Rhiannon, the Morgan. Also Egyptian, Isis is one of the best known of all goddesses in the world. Her name has probably been spoken more than any other ancient one. And she said, I am all that has been, all that is, and all that shall be. Calling on her, you may get a quicker answer than with most. If you're British, you have Egyptian blood and DNA anyway, so you can borrow that magic. If you're a witch, most of your gods and goddesses are Celtic. However, we do borrow magic from other cultures as long as it's within our laws and rules. I need my cup of tea. Would you mind? My technician here, this handsome man that helps me with the computers and things, has just given me my tea. I need tea. I have to, it helps me wake up more than coffee, so excuse me. English, of course. And also, when it comes to crystals for protection, probably the strongest crystal, and the larger the crystal, the more the power, as we know. And quartz crystal has, as we said, electrical resonance. If a crystal like this happened to be in your hands while you're in the bathtub and it broke, it might electrocute you. That's exactly how much energy is within this one crystal. And this, of course. And as I think on the History Channel with Ancient Aliens, I saw that they were looking at Egypt and all of these. These are conductors of energy, and it's possible that they were used as such in Egypt. And this one is plain quartz crystal, which is extremely powerful. It has a lot of inclusions, as you can see. It's kind of foggy in places, but that's okay. It's still growing. They keep growing, interestingly enough. So we have now some protection mixtures for you. And if you don't have anything at all, you can call Enchanted and they will help you. And all the things I spoke about, we have in Enchanted. This beautiful citrine is for healing as well. I love the shape because it's, double-ended. It's wonderful. I'm not an expert on crystals, but I do use them, and of course the ones I use, I know the best, I trust the most, are the ones that actually did something for me. You sort of can't take the word of a book or someone who's teaching crystals, especially. You can try it, you have to learn. And not all crystals are the same power for every person. You have to find out what is suitable for you. It's much easier for you that way, and you'll get comfortable using certain herbs and certain crystals and tools that really fit your energy, your power. And every single one of you has the power to change things, change the world, really. And the more of us that do it together, the more it has an effect. And once you project that this virus be neutralized and gone, and instead of just worrying about it and being afraid, well, we all are afraid. It's a fearsome thing to have the entire world invaded by such a tiny little murderous thing. So we certainly need to fight back. And how do we do that? We do that with our own power and our own magic. And you can do this as well as every one of us here in Salem. And we are doing this magic every day in the hope that it will come to fruition sooner than later. Not every spell works immediately. Oh, if only. Wouldn't that be nice? Or maybe not, because, sometimes you think too quickly and you might do the wrong thing. So most spells take a while to work, and we really don't have a timeline for most of them. No, it's not going to be in 4 days. It's not going to, we don't know how it will manifest. And obviously, the spells that we did a month ago did not kill the virus. Or if it has been, it's unnoticeable for us right now. But we're going to continue. We don't take no for an answer, and we don't give up. So magic works, and we need to do it all together. We're in this together. And that's all right. It teaches us lessons about ourselves, especially when you're locked in the house. That will teach you a lot about who you are and what you can do and can't do, or what you should be doing. And like I said, I've been telling people in readings for the past 2 years, quite a few people, the same thing over and over. It comes up in their reading, you should be doing something on your computer and making money at home, as well as your regular job, because eventually I would tell them, you may be only working in the home. Well, I didn't know that was so profound. Obviously, it's in the air, and I'm sure other psychics have been telling people the same thing. And it's time to cloister yourself and to make your home your business and create your own business. It's not that difficult. It takes work, but especially when you do something you love, like I do. I love what I do, so it's really not like working. It's just doing my life. My life is the same every day, doing magic, trying to make magic to help others have magic. I opened the first witch shop in America, and I did that for that reason, so people could help themselves. They learn about herbs and stones and potions and magic wands and all the tools that we use, because they're real and they work. And everyone needs to be able to use their magic, no matter what culture and what form of magic you have. You need to use it now, if never. I'm going to do some one-card readings again, so you make sure that you, what did we say before? What do they need to do for one-card reading? They need to share it, or they...
Share it, like it, first name and last name.
And like it, they said. I see all this technology, I don't understand all these, what I'm supposed to say, but he'll let me know. I would like very much to help by doing a one-card reading. And I think when you're home in these circumstances and all the things that have happened to people around you and all, I'm so proud of these people that I know, nurses and doctors that I know for years, who are giving, taking their lives in their hands to help us. They're at the hospitals. They're there waiting to help anyone who becomes ill. So they need the protection more than anyone, I think, right now. And the healing has to go to those who have already had a bout or are having a bout with the virus. So let's see what is coming and what good things there are. There's still good things, and lots of good things. And the more good things you make while you're home, the better the world will be after this is over. And it will pass. It will be gone. And we will be up and running again. And there could be something else. We've always had battles with flu and illnesses and all kinds of things. But we always overcome them. And we're going to overcome this as well. And Jeannie, hi, this is wonderful. Nice to hear from you. I'm going to pull a card out of here and see what it has to say for you. Jeannie, this says that you're doing the same things over and over and over and over, like most of us, of course. But it's time for a change, and this may have to do with your work as well, just like we were talking about. This card says maybe you don't want to connect completely to what you're doing now. You need to change it. There's something coming for you, something better. It may come from family too. I don't know anything about what your family may give you, or it may be something you've learned from family that will support you and give you a better life. This is a very good card for you, Jean. And you have Melody Marie. Melody Marie. Again, that name Melody makes me laugh. When a Baptist minister called me Melody, because I have a Minnie Mouse voice or something, I guess. Okay. Melody. You need to connect with people of the same ilk. Once this virus is gone, you have to find people who do and like the same things you do. And I don't mean the work that you're in now or the life you're leading now. It means something that you're creative with. I'm not sure what it might be. It could be creation. You know, you always think of dancing and singing and painting with oil paints and acrylics and etc. and photography. So any one of those arts may be within you, and you need to be in touch with people who do the same art. And that can come once this is over. This is what this is about for you for the future, is connecting with people who can help you make a living and enjoy all your art, the art that's within your mind. And that could be writing a book, couldn't it? Be the same thing. Allison Bonja, I don't know how to say it. We don't know how to say it. That's okay, Allison. Allison, I don't know if you have animals, but it looks like animals like you, whether you like them or not. And this says that you need to pay more attention to animalistic behavior in people around you. Sometimes it's over-sexual, it's overbearing. Animalistic behavior is part of humans are animals. And you may have a few around you that are expressing that a little bit too much. So take heed. Don't entertain those type of people around you. Dana, I know, I can't pronounce the names, I'm very bad, and I never remember people's names. I remember their faces for years and years. And a woman came up to me a little while ago and said, how are you? And I said, fine. I said, I haven't seen you in a little while. She says, yes, it's been 30 years. That tells you how old I am. Here, oh my goodness. Who was that?
Dana.
Dana, this is home, your palace. Wherever you are is home. I know you may want to move or wish you were somewhere else right now so that you could stay in with other people or do something different, but where you are is home, and that means you need to make it comfortable for yourself. Whining, crying, and wishing. Wishing doesn't always make it so. You have to do a lot more than wishing to make your wants and wishes come true. Casting a spell is seeing the end result and creating the atmosphere around you that provides for something that you really want. That is what you should be doing now. Martin Harrison, I can pronounce that word. Martin. Sun. The sun shining right over where you live, your city, your town. The sun is healing. It's also success. So in some way, whether you realize it or not, your business or your work is going to be successful. It may take time because it has to go through all kinds of authorities, different ways of doing things for a while. But success is in the future, which is really wonderful. And that could be successful healing as well. The sun is the most important thing right now in our atmosphere, in our lives. We need the heat of the sun. Jennifer Wirtz. Jennifer. An eagle, a hawk, a strange bird, actually. This means that someone around you is extremely pushy. They may be leading you in the wrong direction. You need to think for yourself. You do not want to allow anyone to bully you into making actions or doing something that is not what you really want to do. Now is the time to make the choice of what you want in your life. Dusty, Anglin's, Dusty. Well, I think you've learned, are learning, that you need to be prepared for anything. Storms, even sometimes in the winter in Massachusetts, the electricity goes out, and there you are for even a month sometimes. That's happened when a tornado came through an area of Massachusetts. And then no one can, it's hard to get food. You need, or supplies or medicine. You need to always have supplies of food and medicine and all the things that you need, warm clothes in the winter. When I used to drive, in my car in the winter, I always had extra clothes, extra hats, gloves, extra boots, everything in my car, just in case, my car stopped and I was in some place where no one could reach me. And sometimes in those days we didn't even have a phone to call. You were there alone for a while. So you have to be prepared even in your home. Even though it seems kind of silly, when everything's running beautifully and you can actually call a restaurant and have the food come, it still means you need to go to the supermarket and have a place where you store food and store it correctly so it lasts for a while. Kim Novak. Now, that is almost the name of an old movie star, Kim Novak. Kim Novak was in Bell Book and Candle, a witch's story that wasn't very nice because the story really was more about, not witchcraft, mostly about Satanism and doing bad things, but it was funny. It was funny. And we have for you the key. You already have an answer within you. And I know it's so frustrating when gurus, people who are those kind of people who give you enlightenment and all that, and they'll say, you have the answer. Well, sorry, I'm not a guru, but this says you already have the key to what it is you need and want and what you're asking. You have the answer already. Tina Marie. A ring, Tina. Now, I don't know if you're married, engaged, or not, or any of that, but this ring doesn't always represent marriage. It represents connecting with the world, basically. It is the God, Goddess, the Tao, the Torah, it's all of that energy of the universe combined within a circle. And this circle represents the possibility of love coming again for you, but it means it has to be in a completed situation, which is not happening right now. and that situation may change, but in the far future, we're talking about maybe a year or two, I think. So you better get out the hot chocolate, or do something and start knitting. You gotta keep busy until then. Christine Messina. This anchor. Christine, it just represents the fact that you are settled. You are in the right place at the right time. You may not feel it yet, but you are. And you need to be able to you should be grateful for what you do have. You shouldn't be worried about what you don't have right now. What you do have is more important than anything else. And that's the smallest, tiniest thing you have. You should be grateful for. We're not entitled to water coming out of a faucet. We're not entitled to anything at all. So be grateful. Jeff Pezo. Jeff. Here we go. The same card that someone else had, but in your instance, it means moving to your home. Eventually, you have to move home, wherever that is for you. It could be a foreign country. It could be a place you imagined and that you always wanted to be. And right now you know that you should have moved there to begin with. So it's time to take that into consideration, and when things are right, you make your move. I think I'm going to have a sip of tea and rest for a moment. And I'm glad that you're with me. The only reason I want to do this so badly is so that I can help you with what I know. I don't know it all, but I know a few things that you can do magically, and it works, and then I know you'll find out that you have magic, and that's even better. It's like teaching. I love teaching. You should put it in another way. I like helping people to learn. I can't teach anyone anything. You have to want to learn. You have to allow yourself to experience and learn all the things that you need. And right now, we all need a lot of support, and emotional support mostly. A lot of people are so frightened. It is frightening, but you need to trust in your actions and the actions of the gods and goddesses, your ancestors. You need to trust in the spirit of the universe that will surround you and protect you and put you in the right place. You could call upon the universal mind. That's everything. And we'll see what happens, what you get into your head and what helps you. Make sure when you ask for help with your mind and your mind's eye, please write down everything that you're thinking. It may not be only your mind. It sounds like your own mind. It may be the words of the universal mind or a spirit. Spirit does help us when they can. They're not harmful. That's a lot of baloney, but I'm not going to have to, I don't have time to teach that right now. I just think that our time together should be worth your while. I'm happy to relay anything and everything that I know. So if you have questions for me, it's perfectly fine if you want to ask questions. If I do know an answer, I'll give it. If I don't know, I'll let you know that as well. Anything, mostly about magic, of course, and about witchcraft, and also about spiritualism. That's an important subject for most of us, and especially now. And the spirits of those who are passing now are going to be in a good place, by the way. It's not a bad place. Once we pass over into the other world, we're at a higher intelligence. And we can look back and see this world like Gestalt. We can see the whole thing. And our thinking and our judgment is much higher and much clearer once we're in the other world. So it's not a terrible place. And we're not going to come back and scratch people and haunt people. That's not how it works. And I think I've repeated that so many times, but people are still frightened. They've been programmed. We've all been programmed so strongly about the other world being dangerous and ghosts harming people, and it's just not true. And it's sad that we have to be afraid of our own people who are passing over, because we're going to go there too. We're going to be the ghosts. How about that? I think that if you have a question, I'm going to wait for a moment and see if you do. If not, I don't want to bother you and stay on here chattering. I'm very good at that, aren't I? Just talking to myself, basically, aren't I? Now, writing books, that's another subject. I bet there's a lot of you out there that have a book in you. Why not try it now? Now's the perfect time. Most people who do writing say, I have to go into a black hole and not have any distractions so that I can write and think. Well, pretty much, unless you have a lot of children running around, you have some quiet time now. Time to contemplate the possibility of putting all your thoughts and feelings into words on paper or on your computer. Very helpful to a great many people to share your life and your experiences. It always seems to touch other people who have the same experiences. We always feel like we're the only ones that have these experiences. And it's not true. There's billions of us out there, and we're all human going through similar things. But hearing the stories of the successes and the transformations and the trials and tribulations that we overcome is absolutely a wonderful thing. And yes, I'm writing another book. Actually, I'm telling my stories, my memoirs, to my daughter and Christopher Penzak and Heather. And they're writing down all my memories. And it's taken quite a while because the memory's shot, it's not all there. But I do remember some of the important and interesting things that have happened to me in my life. And so I'm working on that. It's very difficult to try to remember. It's okay to remember all the good things, but when you have to go back and, share some of the bad things, it dredges them up again. I don't like that part at all. Well, somebody's asking about a good tea mixture to start the day. Well, chamomile is not something, I hear people, they have chamomile every day, and that will ruin your mucous membrane system. It's not meant for every day. It's a medicine, actually. So it's good when you have a cold or something, or sore throat or whatever. I like the English breakfast tea, actually, and sometimes just a normal everyday tea, like Lipton or any other ones, even the American teas, and add a little tiny piece of lemon rind to it, and maybe a little bit of orange juice in your tea for the morning. And that brings all the mercurial activity in your brain. All of a sudden you can think clearer, you feel like getting up and moving. So it's a good tea especially if you exercise in the morning, if you go running or riding or whatever you do. So you can start the day with any tea, of course, and most people use coffee. Coffee gets me a little too jiggy, but a tea actually has more caffeine in it. It just hits you in a different way, and it doesn't make me too nervous. Oh, someone's asking, what can I do to enhance candle magic? Well, the most important thing about candle magic is your charge, the magic charge that comes from your aura and mind. The end result of what you want has to be in your mind. You need to be touching the candle, and closing your eyes helps your brain wave, the electricity in your brain, to slow down. Therefore, it helps the aura to infuse quicker into the candle. And you've got to wait at least 3 minutes, and by then some of your energy will be mingled with the wax in the candle. Um, uh, Once that has happened, you probably can feel your pulse in your hands. That's a good sign that your aura is in the object you're holding. And that's when you clearly project for what you wish this flame to do and this wax to do. And the end result again, any spell, the end result, you must see it and let it go. And I can't see it. Bought your book of shadows. Oh, a shell tempered. Oh, it's here for me to sign? Oh, thank you. That was Michelle Temper. Just bought my book of shadows, and wants me to sign it. And you happen to have it with you? What a wonderful technician. He's a witch. Okay, I need a pen, and I can sign it for her. All right. And now that I have your name up there, I can spell it right. You don't know how many books I've ruined because I can't spell names. Oh, well, and people spell their names so differently nowadays. Strange names. I went to spell the name Melissa for someone, and I wrote it the normal way, I guess. And she said, oh, no, it's Muyslu. I said, wait a minute. I would have never, ever even imagined that it was spelled that way. And so, of course, she's got a special book. Okay, here we go. Oh, wait a minute. To Michelle. Okay. It's done. And I hope you enjoy it. You don't even need third degree. I mean, it's got everything I've ever taught is in there. And third degree is a lot of work and a dedication that you may not have to have. But Witchcraft 1 is the science. It's the most important. It's the most important for everyone to learn the science and how our bodies work, how our mind works, and how magic is real and it works. Otherwise, you'll go on believing. Believing doesn't get us anywhere. You need to know better than believe in magic. And I love the way Disney says it, and they want us to believe in magic. And you know, as a child, when you watch a Disney movie and you're coming out of the movie and you go, oh, it was beautiful and they did this and that, and your mother and father says, oh, that's just make-believe. There's no such thing. Somewhere in that child's mind and body, you know it's real, that it can happen. And now we have proof, lots of proof that it's real. And I'm happy to be able to give you in my books, how to do that, how to train the science of your mind. So you have your magic at hand. You need it. You need it to heal yourself, to make things happen for you, make yourself safe. There's so many things you can do with your magic. You must follow the laws, though. You know, you can't hurt anyone. There's no need to. You have a protection shield. Why would you have to hurt somebody? You can neutralize your enemies. That's okay. Send them on their way. They just wish they could do harm. They just can't. And we can do harm to ourselves, obviously. If I go out the door and start mingling with people, I could catch the virus. And that would be me doing that. It doesn't mean that there's some spell that's causing it. It's not. It would be me. And I'm still alive at 88, so something went right, because there's not everyone likes me, you know, that's okay. You don't have to like me. But I love you. I do dearly love every single person that's here with me now. It's my pleasure and my happiness to share anything and all that I can share with the world. You and I want to make the world better, or you wouldn't be here talking to me and listening to me. And it's the thrill of my life to be with you. And I'm very grateful for it. If I can help you in any way, I need suggestions, because I'll be here on Thursday too. And I still have a little bit of time now. So when you ask questions, maybe I can help. I would be happy to do that. Right now, I think it's time for us to leave, and I need to do some more magic tonight. It's still plenty of time. I have a lot to do. Every ending is a beginning, and for witches this is law. Where you enter in, from there you must withdraw. Bye.